breaking news. We're live on the scene of what we just learned is a deadly officer-involved shooting in the village of Windsor.
Plus, survey teams from the National Weather Service confirming several tornadoes across the state yesterday. And later, how a local teacher is breaking barriers, getting young women interested in the skill of welding. That's all coming up right now on News 3 Now at 10. We begin with that breaking news tonight. Multiple law enforcement agencies are on the scene of a deadly situation in Windsor right now. This is at the Super 8 Hotel near County Highway CV and Lake Circle. Our Arman Rahman is live on the scene right now. And Arman, what do you know so far?
We spoke to Dane County Sheriff.
Yeah, Eric and Charlotte, throughout the night, law enforcement has filled this parking lot here of the Super 8 off I-90 in Windsor. And I just learned from Sheriff Calvin Barrett that a deputy has been placed on administrative leave following a shooting incident that took place here earlier in the evening. According to the Dane County Sheriff's Office, around 6 tonight, that deputy made contact with the vehicle here in the Super 8 Hotel.
Again, we know the subject died.
Dane County Sheriff's Office deputy was involved in a critical incident that led to them discharging their firearm. A subject was injured and transported to the hospital, where they were later pronounced deceased.
Sheriff Calvin Barrett says that the DCI is taking lead on the investigation, and they say they will take all further questions at this time. For now, live in Windsor, Arman Rahman, News 3 Now.
Arman, thank you. Now, so this is still a developing story, so as we learn more, be sure to stay with News 3 Now and channel3000.com for updates. The National Weather Service today confirming 4 EF0 tornadoes touched down in the Milwaukee area yesterday. That includes the first confirmed tornado in Milwaukee County in over 2 decades. Throughout the day, National Weather Service teams surveyed the damage in Jefferson, Washington, Ozaukee, and Milwaukee counties. They say the last time a tornado occurred in Wisconsin in October was in 2019, and yesterday's fast-moving storm was a good reminder to always be prepared. And in Madison today, this may have been the scene for many of you. It wasn't snow or hail, but graupel, which is somewhat of a combination of the two. Graupel can reach the ground even if temperatures are above freezing, if the air is colder at higher altitudes. So let's get a look at what we can expect next. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti.
And go from severe weather one day to ice and snow particles reaching the ground the next day. And I think we're going to stay on the chillier side of things. Time lapse from the WISC Skycam early this morning showed some sunshine early on, but then the clouds moved in and then those showers came through. Brief bursts of rain, mixed at times a little bit of sleet or that graupel. And then as we headed towards sunset, most of the precipitation moved off to the east. You can see on Doppler track right now, southern Wisconsin pretty much precipitation free. The last of the showers are out over central Lake Michigan. High temperatures, though, because of the clouds, only made it up to 48 in Madison, 50 in Janesville. North and east of Madison, temperatures stayed in the 40s. And right now, while Madison's at 40, a lot of the outlying areas are already in the 30s. Let's zoom into Dane County, and you can see temperatures now down to 39 degrees in Sun Prairie, in Perry, and also in Sauk City. Still 41 degrees in Middleton and Verona. By tomorrow morning, temperatures will be down into the lower 30s. There are frost advisories for Dane County and areas to the south and east from 1 a.m. until tomorrow morning. Looking for a low in Madison of about 33 degrees. Look for another chance of showers tomorrow afternoon, and then by Monday, it might even be cold enough for a few flurries of snow. I'll have more on that in just a few minutes.
Campaign 2022 coverage. Senator Ron Johnson and Democratic challenger Mandela Barnes facing off tonight in their second and final debate ahead of next month's election. This one held in Milwaukee, and it got a little more personal tonight, with each candidate attacking the other as being a liar, radical, and out of touch with the average Wisconsin voter.
I fully understand how high the cost of gas is because I fill up my own gas tank. I drive myself around the state, unlike Lieutenant Governor Barnes, who is chauffeured around by State Patrol, costing taxpayers over $600,000 through last November.
The senator should be so audacious. He fails to mention that taxpayers had to foot the bill for his private plane trips between D.C. and his $3 million mansion in Florida, the vacation home. The 2017 tax plan also gave tax benefits for people who make private plane purchases. Guess who bought a few private planes right after the 2017 tax bill was signed? Senator Johnson's family. We're paying for that. Working class families are footing the bill for millionaire lifestyles, and it needs to stop.
Tonight's debate comes just a day after a Marquette University Law School poll showed Johnson with an apparent lead, marking a steady increase for the incumbent since Barnes won the Democratic primary in August. We want to remind you, tomorrow, Governor Tony Evers will take on Republican challenger Tim Michels in their first and only televised debate. It will be held right here in the News 3 Now studio, and you can see it live on air starting at 7 p.m.
The U.S. Supreme Court rejecting an emergency request from former President Trump to intervene in the Mar-a-Lago documents dispute. Last week, Trump asked the justices to reverse the federal appeals court and allow a special master to review the classified documents that were seized from his home. The move could have opened the door for Trump's legal team to review the records, but in a brief order, the Supreme Court denied that request. The House Select Committee held its 10th and possibly final hearing about the January 6th insurrection today. The bipartisan group of lawmakers laid out more evidence why Trump was responsible for the violence, and they want him to testify. Skylar Henry reports.
On this vote, there are 9 ayes and 0 noes.
The House Select Committee investigating the January 6th insurrection voted unanimously to subpoena former President Trump.
We must seek the testimony under oath of January 6th central player.
Trump responded on his social media platform saying the committee is a total bust that has only served to further divide our country.
In a staggering betrayal of his oath.
In what's likely its final public hearing, the panel played testimony from White House aides that showed Trump knew he lost the election but remained determined to hold on to power.
So he had said something to the effect of, I don't want people to know we lost, Mark. This is embarrassing.
And he was looking at the TV and he said, can you believe I lost to this effing guy?
The committee says it has sufficient information to consider multiple criminal referrals, but didn't say whether former President Trump is included. Lawmakers also have a range of legislative proposals to guard against another January 6th.
It was just horrendous, and all at the instigation of the President of the United States.
New behind-the-scenes video showed more of the chaos happening in the Capitol, with Democratic and Republican lawmakers calling state and federal officials to plead for help.
We have some senators who are still in their hideaways. They need massive personnel now. Can you get the Maryland National Guard to come too?
The committee will produce a report on its findings sometime after the midterm elections. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Mr. Aguilar.
Nicholas Cruz, the gunman in the 2018 high school shooting in Parkland, Florida, will not be sentenced to death. Today, after a weeks-long trial, a jury failed to unanimously agree to execute him. Instead, he will be sentenced to life in prison without parole for the murders of 14 students and 3 staff members. The jury foreman said he was disappointed in the outcome, but other jurors had concerns about Cruz's mental health. In Wisconsin, prosecutors in the Darrell Brooks trial picked up today where they left off yesterday when severe weather interrupted witness testimony tied to the Waukesha Christmas parade tragedy. Brooks, who is representing himself, went on a 50-minute rant this morning, calling for the dismissal of the case against him, citing a number of reasons why proceedings should not continue. The judge denied the request.
The Wisconsin Department of Health Services says more than 100,000 fentanyl testing strips are in the hands of organizations across the state to be handed out for free. Drugs mixed with fentanyl are the leading cause of overdose deaths in Wisconsin. The strips allow drug users to test for the deadly drug, which is often laced with other drugs. This mixing is the reason why opioid overdose deaths remain high in Wisconsin. There are some large-scale training exercises happening this week in Rock County. Emergency responders, radio operators, and communications experts from across the state are taking part at the Rock County Fairgrounds. Since 2007, Wisconsin Emergency Management and the Wisconsin National Guard have organized the event. It's called SimCom. It gives the organizations an opportunity to get together and learn how their equipment works in response to an emergency.
As of 5 o'clock this evening, a new temporary men's homeless shelter is now operational on Madison's east side. This space in an old building on Zaire Road will take over as the city's homeless shelter after the old Fleet Services building on 1st Street closes to make room for the Madison Public Market. Upwards of 200 men can stay there at a time. Back from retirement to share her decades of experience, a local welder is sparking the interest of area high schoolers. Tahlil Mohideen shares how one teacher and the students following in her footsteps are breaking barriers.
Wanda White certainly knows her way around a blowtorch.
You couldn't stop me.
I was on a mission.
After spending almost 30 years at Stoughton Trailers, she came to be known as quite the expert.
And we don't want to stick to the table.
But as one of only a few women in her field, that respect was hard-earned.
They look at your work, and then they look at theirs, and they say, oh, well, you know what? Maybe she can do this, you know. And I'm looking at them like, yeah, I can do this.
Now she's hoping to make it easier for other women.
They call this an overlap.
Wanting to pursue a career in welding.
I love Wanda. She was just so funny. She's been amazing.
Michaela Walk is one of 8 high schoolers who signed up for Wanda's class, Welding for Women.
It's been more than I was expecting. Honestly, I feel like I'm a grown-up adult here.
The Career Exploration course is run by the Dane County School Consortium. The group's goal is to promote non-traditional occupations among students, in this case specifically, young girls.
Turns out, women, can weld really well.
I think it is helping me not be as nervous to be able to weld with other people because it's a bunch of girls.
And these girls say they're learning a lot about how much welding impacts the world and having fun doing it. For Wanda, that makes her job all the more rewarding.
Matter of fact, I love those girls.
In Stoughton, Tahlil Muhaddin, News 3 Now.
This is the second round for the Women for Welding class. The Dane County School Consortium also runs construction, automotive, pharmacy, and veterinary courses. Still to come tonight, your updated forecast as temperatures take a dive.
Plus, it's currently decked out in Halloween decorations, but is this old container ship up in Duluth actually haunted? We'll have the story next.
It's the Hy-Vee Red Hot Weekend Sale this Friday through Sunday. Jimmy Dean bacon, only $2.99. Basket and Bushel red seedless grapes, only 98 cents a pound. And Progresso soup, only 99 cents. Don't miss this Red Hot Weekend at Hy-Vee.
My school does active shooter drills every few months. It's terrifying to think about.
Tim Michaels wants to allow teenagers my age to buy AR-15s with no waiting period.
It's a terrible idea.
It's a really bad idea.
And Michaels wants to allow people to bring loaded guns on our school grounds.
And that's just not okay.
I don't want guns in my school.
We shouldn't be making things worse.
Tim Michaels is just way too radical.
He's way too divisive.
Tim Michaels is wrong for Wisconsin.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. InventHelp has helped over 10,000 inventors get patents. You can meet with an InventHelp representative who will keep your idea confidential and explain their invention process step by step. And InventHelp's databank includes over 9,000 companies who have agreed to review new ideas. Take action and get the help you need from InventHelp.
800-550-5543.
Keith Urban, the Speed of Now World Tour. The must-see show of 2022. November 3rd at Veterans Memorial Coliseum at the Alliant Energy Center with Tyler Hubbard. And special guest Ingrid Andress. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Keith Urban, the Speed of Now World Tour.
Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50 you spend. That's a 25-cent fuel saver this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Don't miss this red hot weekend at Hy-Vee.
Cute couple alert. Nick and Vanessa Lachey bring the laughs. Did you just Tom Cruise on the Jay Hudson show? You got to jump on the table next. And this kid has questions.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back to the 2022 Wisconsin Book Festival, kicking off today in Madison. The vast majority of it held at the Central Library downtown. It'll run through the weekend. It will feature dozens of events, several guest speakers, author appearances from all across Wisconsin and beyond. It's the first time it's been held in person since before the pandemic. You'll soon be able to get a Netflix subscription for less if you're willing to put up with some ads. Today, the streaming giant unveiled its basic with ads tier. Now, according to Netflix, the new option will air commercials before and during the TV series or movies. Each ad will be 15 to 30 seconds in length, and viewers can expect to see an average of 4 or 5 minutes of ads an hour. The basic with ads option will cost $6.99 a month.
'Tis the season for ghosts and goblins, and up in Duluth, a famous ship has become a destination for paranormal investigators. John Lauritsen gets a haunted tour of the William A. Irvin.
It's a beautiful ship, the flagship of the SS Steele.
For decades, all 610 feet of the William A. Irvin cruised across Lake Superior. When it was decommissioned in 1978, the ship found a permanent home in Canal Park and opened its hatches to history tours. But 1 month out of the year, it turns into a nightmare of a tour.
So they know the right way to make you feel all the willies when you walk through.
Oh, there it is. I knew it was coming. Mariners have been replaced by monsters with a legitimate scare around every corner.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I knew that was coming. You got me.
My mom collects these porcelain dolls, and I've always thought that...
That explains a lot, Chris.
Yes.
Just kidding.
Chris Allen is here for another reason. He believes a ship that once carried iron ore in its former life now carries ghosts.
Why would a ship like this be haunted?
I think part of it is there's a lot of things attached to it. First of all, there's an accident in the boiler room.
A sailor later died as a result of that accident, and legend has it his spirit is still here, using paranormal tools like K2 meters and REM pods.
So basically, this antenna picks up all the magnetic movement around it.
He has spent nights alone in what he calls the ghost vessel, documenting and taking pictures, getting just enough results to keep him coming back.
So please, if there's anybody in this room or around this room, feel free to come in here. We're not here to harm you.
Chris believes the spirit of a girl named Maggie haunts a room near the front of the ship.
And she was right in here.
She was standing right here looking at us, and we both went, "Oh!"
Ghost hunters also think the spirit of Captain John McDonough, better known as Captain Kidd, still spends time in his quarters. They've used an echo vox to try and talk to him.
Did you hear the hi, Minnie? He usually says simple things like hello and things like that. And we have got to get out one time.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yes.
We haven't gotten that yet today. He's
no.
Okay.
Workers have documented their own experiences as well, including hearing doors slam and footsteps when no one else is around.
Oftentimes you'd hear those footsteps continue through the corridor up here. Sometimes they stop, after a couple steps. Sometimes you'd hear it, like I said, pass through here.
Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, this ship will try really hard to convince you that you're not alone.
I would say be skeptical, but keep an open mind because there are things that are unexplained.
I love this stuff. The William A. Irvin is named after the third president of the U.S. Steel.
About 20,000 people tour that ship each year. Well, new tonight, check it out. These are photos of the Mississippi River from East Memphis, which is experiencing critically low water levels right now. According to the latest update from the U.S. Drought Monitor released today, 55% of the country is experiencing drought conditions.
All right, here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti with a recap to start off.
Yeah, we're one of those areas, well, we don't have drought conditions here because we had some moisture, but today it was in a little different form. Let's start out by taking a look at what is graupel. You've probably heard that several times today already, and some of you may have seen it. Basically, what happens in graupel is snow starts out in the clouds where temperatures are well below freezing, but as that snow starts to fall, it goes into an area where there's supercooled raindrops, where the temperatures are still below freezing, but water is in a liquid form. So what happens then is as those snowflakes continue to drop, the droplets freeze or rime onto the edges of the snow flakes, and then they kind of all stick together. So when they reach the ground, they kind of reach the ground in pellets of basically a mix of rain and snow. And so it looks like small hail, but the difference is, unlike hail, you can crush these. They're kind of crunchy, whereas hail is more solid ice. And sleet, same thing. Sleet is just drops of rain that freeze solid before they reach the ground, and so they bounce, whereas graupel just kind of accumulates. Well, the final drive forecast for tomorrow night's big game, Markazan at Marshall. Chilly night for football. There might be a shower early on, but skies will gradually clear as the night goes on, and that'll just help temperatures drop. By the end of the game, we'll be in the upper 30s, so bundle up. It will be quite chilly for that late season football game. 3 things you need to know in our forecast: breezy conditions and very chilly for the next few days. We could see a shower chance tomorrow afternoon, and then again Sunday afternoon. Saturday will probably be dry, but by Monday it'll be windy and even colder. High temperatures in the lower 40s, so there could be a slight chance of a rain shower, but if we get any showers, they could also be mixed with some flurries, because temperatures will definitely be cold enough for that, and then chilly weather will continue through the end of next week. High resolution Doppler radar, the last of the precipitation is cleared out. You can see a couple of sprinkles of rain out over central Lake Michigan and moving away from us. To the north, they're having some flurries of snow and a couple of light rain showers, but that will all stay up to the north, so I think we'll be dry for the rest of tonight. High temperatures today, you can certainly tell where the clouds were, because that's where temperatures were only in the 30s and 40s. More sunshine to the south and west. Temperatures were at least a little more tolerable in the upper 50s to lower 60s. But this big area of low pressure aloft, you can see the jet stream winds just kind of going in a counterclockwise manner. That's a lot of cold air. So these little waves of low pressure, troughs of low pressure, kick off showers as they move on through, and then there's a break in between. It's chilly right now, though. Temperatures only in the middle 30s in northern Wisconsin, around 40 here in southern Wisconsin. Out to the west, a lot of 30s showing up, and you can see on future track, we'll see some breaks in the clouds overnight, and then tomorrow, probably a couple of showers popping up in the afternoon. Those should die down tomorrow evening. Saturday will probably be dry. For tomorrow, though, mostly cloudy, breezy, very chilly. High temperature only around 48 degrees. Again, just a slight chance for an afternoon shower. Plan your day for tomorrow. 48 in Madison, 46 in Windsor, 45 for the high temperature in Brooklyn. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, 48 in Prairie du Chien and 49 in Platteville. The 7 to 10 day forecast, 51 Saturday, 48 with a shower chance Sunday afternoon. Monday, again, even a possibility for a couple of flurries. After that, we're dry and a slow warm up in temperatures. By the end of the week, probably back in the middle 50s.
And coming up in sports, Wisconsin men's hockey is taking it back to their WCHA days this weekend. Why Tony Granato says his team is going to be ready for St. Cloud State. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
When you get hurt in an accident, do you know who to call?
Call Gruber Law Offices.
Everybody knows that.
The call and consultation are always free.
Hurt in an accident?
Everybody knows you call Gruber Law Offices.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Join us at the Madison Fall Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns. Visit and get inspired for your 2023 building and remodeling projects. Go to MadisonParadeOfHomes.com and purchase your tickets today.
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Looking for one of our most capable Ford SUVs? Okay, great. We've got you covered. Spacious interiors, innovative tech, good looks, and a legendary off-road experience. Check out our inventory today, or let us help you place a custom order. Getting into the perfect Ford SUV? Well, it's easier than ever. Yeah, we've got you covered. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge and get 0% financing for 66 months.
Oh, great. My wireless bill just went up.
Should have gone with US Cellular. They aren't raising prices on any of their plans.
Seriously?
Yeah, my price won't increase.
Well, that is refreshing. I feel like everywhere you turn these days, prices are going up.
Supply chain got us too. Don't get me started on the overhead costs.
At US Cellular, every plan for everyone is price protected.
You know, I respect a female entrepreneur.
US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs. Jam out on the strength machines and get down with some dumbbells. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity, using less or a lot less oral pain medicines, and improved quality of life. That's why we recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
My school does active shooter drills every few months. It's terrifying to think about.
Tim Michaels wants to allow teenagers my age to buy AR-15s with no waiting period.
It's a terrible idea.
It's a really bad idea.
And Michaels wants to allow people to bring loaded guns on our school grounds.
And that's just not okay.
I don't want guns in my school.
We shouldn't be making things worse.
Tim Michaels is just way too radical.
He's way too divisive.
Tim Michaels is wrong for Wisconsin.
If you lived or worked at Marine Corps Base, Camp Lejeune, during 1953 to 1987 and have developed any of these medical conditions, you may be entitled to compensation. Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
It's a big weekend for the Badger men's hockey team. Not only is it their home opening series, but they're hosting an old WCHA friend in St. Cloud State. The last time the Huskies were in the Kohl Center, the year was 2012, and video looked like this on your TV. This year, St. Cloud State enters Madison undefeated and ranked 10th in the country. And Tony Granado believes his guys are going to be up for the challenge.
You get a chance to play, at the Kohl Center for the first time, so I think there's some excitement there, and we just got to focus on the little things, and the only thing right now that's in front of us is a very competitive St. Cloud team, and again, it's going to be a challenge, but it's one that we're ready for and looking forward to.
Kirk Kangas took over the Westfield football program with one goal: to change the culture. In his first 2 years, they didn't win a game, but after seeing success last season, his team has bought into his message of Pioneer family. And now they're just one win away from ending a 9-year playoff drought. Last season, Westfield football almost wasn't.
I was down to 14 kids, and the administration says we may not have a season.
So Kirk Kangas went knocking on doors.
He was going from door to door, be like, hey, do you want to play for us? So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And best decision of my life.
We got 8 more kids that come out, and we had 22 kids out for football. And we went 3-6 that year, our first 3 wins since 2015.
Fast forward to this year, Kangas has 45 players out and shifted their focus to a team-first mentality.
Just always be together no matter what. Like, we're down, maybe we're losing in game 30, maybe we're winning by 30, no matter what, just always sticking together.
Something that he likes to call Pioneer family.
They bought into that, and they're not selfish. It's all about family and the team, not the individuals.
It hits me home because I like hanging out with people and I like working together. And it just, I don't know, it just makes sense, so why not roll with it?
Right.
And obviously it's been working.
The changing culture has this group a win away from their first trip to the playoffs since 2013.
We could have a chance of being 6-3 and making the playoffs. It's just like a surreal moment, kind of. Just being like, wow, we actually did it. We're changing the way the program is going.
All thanks to Kirk Kangas.
Come on, Owen.
And his Pioneer family. And remember, you can nominate your coach to be our next Coach of the Week. Just head to the sports page on our website and fill out that nomination form. We're back after this.
With Pick and Save Fresh Perks, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. You also earn fuel points on every purchase to save big at the pump. Pick and Save Fresh Perks. All you do is win big, big savings. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
In the Senate, Ron Johnson pushed tax loopholes benefiting himself and his donors.
Did my business benefit? Sure. Did some of my donor businesses? Sure.
But here's what Johnson's doing to us. He voted to raise the retirement age and allow cuts to Social Security. Even supports letting Wisconsin ban nearly all abortions and said, if you don't like it, you can move. Ron Johnson works for himself, never us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Update your home at Menards. Our great selection of Lion showers, bathtubs, and surrounds are a great way to start your remodel. You're sure to find the perfect one to fit your style and budget. Get 11% off all Lions products. Continue the update with Great Lakes vinyl plank flooring. It's durable, waterproof, and easy to install, making it the perfect floor for a bathroom or any room in your home. Get 11% off all Great Lakes flooring.
Save big money at Menards.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get a $500 cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine when you purchase. Plus, current Chevy owners can get an additional $2,500 loyalty cash. And now during truck season, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Ron Johnson caught lying. Independent fact checks call his attacks on Mandela Barnes false and misleading. But it's Johnson's views that are alarming. Johnson supported a ban on abortions. He co-sponsored a bill that makes no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And Johnson said if women don't like it, they can move. The truth is, it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
With the Pick and Save app, no matter where you order free pickup, you get the same great deals as you'd get in our stores. So start your cart today. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
The Wisconsin Gubernatorial Debate, Friday at 7 p.m. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Finally tonight, some people pay top dollar for vintage clothing, but a recent purchase in New Mexico, well, it's on a whole new level. This pair of Levi's, this ratty old pair of Levi's, this is from the 1880s, and they sold at auction for just more than $87,000. They were found in an abandoned mine several years ago. Only a couple similar pairs of these jeans exist, but they're kept in museums and they're too delicate to wear. The person who purchased it says these ones are surprisingly durable and can actually be worn.
What?
And try those on.
They look just like mine, and I can't sell mine for $87,000.
It's too long for you, Gary.
No, those would be, yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good. Have a great night, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.